Hi everyone, the new Avengers movie is coming out soon. Anyone excited? So I haven't been painting any watercolor portraits in a while, and I wanted to get back to it, and because of the movies coming out, I get inspired and I wanted to paint some of the characters. If you've been following my previous watercolor portraits, I've been testing the neutral tints from several brands and comparing them. I found that some of the colors are different, some of their staining qualities are different as well. And this time I wanted to compare them with Payne's Gray. And so this one is an M-gram Payne's Gray. And this is very obvious that it has blue in it. It has a very strong blue undertone, and I think it's beautiful. Actually, when I let the wash sit in my palette, it kind of separates, so you'll see some blue on one side and some black on one side, so it's kind of cool. But I really like this color. So I was not really sure how to get started with this one. I jumped right into it and I just went with the flow, no pun intended. So I started by putting a wash all over the face and head and the neck and all, and see what I could do. And then I started adding the details of the face. I was not gonna do anything for the background. I was gonna leave it white, and then I decided to actually paint it, and now I'm very pleased that I did, because it really makes the light on the edge of the face, especially the nose and the forehead, makes it stand out a lot more, and I'm really happy that I did that. At some point I kind of got lost and I kept on messing up. So I'm really happy that I was painting on arch paper, because it's very resilient. I know I said every time, but I find it very forgiving. I always use a stiffer brush that helps me pull some of that paint off the paper, and or help me spread it. Even once the paint has dried, I can just get that brush slightly wet and just soften some edges, for instance, or even lift some colors. Well, depending on how heavy my wash was, I was able to lift a lot of the color, but it's still staining a little bit, so I couldn't always lift all the colors that I wanted to. But it helped me fix all the mistakes that I made, and helped me make my portrait look more like who it's supposed to be. Now, I was not going to make the shadows too dark, but I was not pleased with the wash that I had, so I ended up doing a much darker wash, and I'm actually quite pleased with it. Even though I usually try not to use my watercolors with just a tiny little bit of water. I don't like it when it's too strong, because sometimes it leaves a shine and all. I think I was able to make it very dark without having that shine, so I still had enough water, and I really like the strong contrast that I ended up having in the end. I didn't do too great with the hair, but that's kind of one of my pet peeves. I really have a hard time painting hair. I'm glad that most of it was just dark, and I only had to focus on the highlights, so it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, I'm always afraid of doing the hair. I really have to practice that area of the head. So I really enjoyed painting with Payne's Gray. I love that dark blue gray. It's really pretty. And I think doing a monochrome portrait with that color turned out really nice. Doctor Strange is one of my favorite Avengers. Actually, I do have quite a few favorites. And it's really hard to choose one. What's your favorite, if you have one, and why is it your favorite? I'd love to know. I've decided to paint a few more of those characters because this portrait inspired me and I would like to do more. Thank you all for stopping by. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.